I think there's a big problem with the way that people are using AI agents, and if they don't stop it and think about what they're doing, like I did, it's going to cause them problems further down the line. What I'm talking about is what I've named Agentic Cognitive Overload, or ACO. And to explain what this is, I'll tell you a bit of a backstory. So I first started coding with AI. I was building with AI, building AI tools, building an AI platform, but actually coding with AI around mid to early 2024. And I started out just using Cursor. Very much same development flow that I'd always done, picking up a ticket, working on it, AI assisting me, writing some of the code, helping me like brainstorm stuff. Then eventually it got better and better, and then got to the point where AI was probably writing about 80% of the code, and I was doing 20% of the code. I'd be doing the stuff that the AI just got confused with, the complicated stuff like UI stuff or really complicated logic it just couldn't get. And then that was great, and that was still like one ticket at a time, maybe a push two, because it was harder to do that in Cursor. And then around the end of 2025, when I think it was Opus 4.5 came out, all of a sudden like the models were unbelievable. And it was a bit like getting towards AGI. And so I'd heard that actually if you use the Claude Code CLI as opposed to using Cursor, it was a lot better for dealing with multiple agents. I thought, I'll give this a try. So I started dealing with the multiple agents, working on the same project. Then that got on to working on multiple work trees, working on different things on the same project, multiple windows open. And this gradually got more and more and more where I was getting to using more and more parallel agents all at the same time. So it got to the point about where I was at some point running around 10 different agents, all doing different things, maybe not even on the same project or different projects, like all over the place. And it was great. And I was getting loads of stuff done. But then in February, I had to move house. I had to stop doing it for 2 weeks. So I basically, pack up stuff, move house, unpack stuff, do a bit of decorating. So for 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 3 weeks, I didn't do any coding at all. And then once I got the house set up, got my computer set up, tried to start coding again, I couldn't run like more than 2 agents. My brain just couldn't cope with it. It was just, I just couldn't do it. It was just too much information going on to be able to handle it. And I had to gradually build up over many weeks to be able to use like this many agents, like 10 agents again. And I still didn't get that high. And it made me realize that being able to deal with agents like this, like multiple agents running multiple tasks, was like a learned skill. Like I had to learn, my brain had to be trained on how to do it, and that had built up gradually. And me stopping doing it, it was like I was an athlete, and I'd stopped running for 6 months and then had to do a race all of a sudden, or, and it was just difficult. And it made me realize that this is probably a very bad way of working, and probably not great for your brain or your psychology. So I decided to do something about it. So I looked at what was going on and why there were these problems. And it was just that it came down to just the overload of information where, say you're running multiple windows of Claude Code, you've got like all of their reasoning, all of the text flowing past as it's doing stuff. It's just a constant stream of multiple different bits of information. You're having to go in and approve things, look at what it's doing, check what it's done, work out where it's working, what work tree it's on, where do I test it, how do I look at it manually, you have the test runner, the test screen, how to deploy it, how do I merge it, all of this stuff. Uber complicated. So I decided to build tooling to help me manage this in a much more controlled way. And this is where my mission control software came about. So the mission control is essentially a layer built on top of CLIs. It works on Claude Code. It works on other CLIs as well. And I'm going to add some open router stuff into it. But it essentially allows me to manage all of my coding agents via a UI following standard patterns, which allows me to deal with like 1 or 2 agents which manage the rest of the team of all of these agents that I work with. And it works really well for me. So I'm going to open source it. So over the next few weeks, I'll be introducing different concepts of it and how it works with the aim of getting it out there so you can start using it for yourself. Because I think this is a problem, agentic cognitive overload. It can't just be me. This has got to be a common thing, not just with coders, but with people doing any AI work that are running multiple streams of work. It's got to be a problem. So, and I think it's something we need to solve. So I think things like my mission control are here to help you solve those issues and help that take a bit of the strain off, so you can work at a bit more of a normal pace and not have to be so switched on all of the time, because eventually I think that's going to lead to problems. So whatever you're doing, Go out and make some cool shit, but do it carefully and think about your mind as you're doing it. So take it easy.